everyone, so it's a brand new week. It's actually Wednesday today, so Monday we actually ended up having quite a few things on Monday. Went out for a couple of bits and bobs during the day, and at night we actually went to the Edinburgh Christmas Market. So I'll show you a little bit of what we got up to there, but I'm actually going to do a separate video about what we did, walking around, what we've seen, especially all the food stalls and everything. If you are either maybe even living in Edinburgh or if you're visiting Edinburgh, I would really recommend going on a Monday night, or if you can, a weeknight. So we actually went after I finished my work, my tutoring in the evening, and I think we actually got there about 8 o'clock. Now the market's open till 10, and if you've ever been to Edinburgh Christmas Market before, you know how busy it can get. So busy so that you actually can't see the stalls, you can't really get close to them. If you want anything, you know, to go on the rides or anything like that, you could be waiting quite a while. But we went on Monday, and you'll see from the footage that it was actually so quiet. So yeah, so definitely recommend going a weeknight, maybe beginning of the week if you can. If you want to go when it's a little bit quieter. We didn't have to wait to get in, we didn't have to wait to, you know, do anything, to, you know, get any food or anything like that. And if we wanted to go on the rides, we wouldn't have had to wait pretty much at all. So definitely recommend going on a weeknight if you can. Yesterday, so Tuesday, we just popped out for a few little bits of food and things. We actually went to this Italian place, I think it's called Valvona, Crolla, and it's an Italian shop on Leith Walk, and they do lots of cheese, different meats, lots of Italian produce. So we popped out yesterday to get some bits and pieces. James was making carbonara, so that's kind of what we did yesterday. Today, Wednesday, popped out again just to get a few bits and pieces. I had to go and pick up a delivery from M&S down in Stockbridge, and then we've actually had a bit of a cosy night in tonight. We watched a Christmas movie. We actually watched the one that has got Jack Black in it. That's just come out, so it's called Dear Santa. Definitely recommend watching that. It's really funny, but also really, you know, quite touching and quite a nice kind of feel-good movie as well. So definitely recommend watching that. I'm pretty sure you can watch it on Prime. So for the rest of the week, I think the plan is maybe tomorrow, I think we're maybe going to go back down to Stockbridge, and because today we're a little bit tight for time going and picking things up, and I think we're going to go back down and have a little wander around Stockbridge, wander around the charity shops, because it's been a little while since I've done that. So I think we're going to go and do that tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday, and then the rest of the week actually is probably going to be a little bit quieter for me. James, that's when he works a lot, is over the weekend and things, so I'll probably be doing a little bit of work as well. So that's the plan for the rest of our week.
Happy Thanksgiving, y'all.
So James, what have we ordered today?
Thanksgiving
Dinner. Yeah, Thanksgiving dinner from Hard Rock Cafe. So we got some turkey with our Thanksgiving dinner, stuffing. Then that was that sweet potato mash, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, sweet potato mash. And then some, well, it looks like roasted vegetables, like carrots, Brussels sprouts, and I think there might be chestnuts in there as well. And then we also got tubs one of gravy, and then one of cranberry sauce to put on
that's
our
the finished
dinner.
product.
Yeah, that's what it looks like with all the sauces and things.
And,
And we also got a couple of, now you can see in there, a couple of pumpkin pies as well with some caramel sauce. So yeah, excited to see what this tastes like. And then to finish it all off, we're actually going to have something a bit Scottish, so we're going to have with our Thanksgiving dinner an iron brew. Hi everyone, so it's a couple of days since I last checked in with you. So it's actually Saturday now. I think the last time I spoke to you was maybe Wednesday. So Thursday we actually did something a little bit random. So we're obviously from Edinburgh, but on Thursday, obviously for people in the US, it was Thanksgiving. So we actually had a bit of initially a quiet day on Thursday, and what we ended up doing was we ended up watching the Thanksgiving Macy's parade. So I've never seen that. I think the only time I've ever seen it is on the movie, you know, Miracle on 34th Street, where they're watching it, the girl's watching it from the window. So I've always kind of wanted to see it, what it's really like in real life. So we sat and watched that on the TV, and we ended up ordering a Thanksgiving dinner from Hard Rock Cafe. So they were putting on a Thanksgiving dinner. I think you could actually go in and eat it in the restaurant as well. We just got it delivered. So we got Thanksgiving dinner with turkey, I think it was sweet potato mash that we had with it, stuffing, and then vegetables as well. And we also ordered some pumpkin pie with this kind of golden syrup kind of sauce with it, caramel sauce, and it was delicious. I forgot how much I love pumpkin pie. For people that aren't from the UK, pumpkin pie, you don't really get it here in the UK. So I think I've made it once before, and then I've eaten a pumpkin pie that someone else has made, and I absolutely love it. Like, I love the pumpkin, you know, the puree, the stuff that goes in the middle. It's just so tasty. It's like spicy but not too sweet, but it's just really, really yummy. So we had a bit of the pumpkin pie to finish off, and it was fantastic.
oh, there he is.
Santa!
Santa!
So then the next day, Friday, I think I mentioned before that we were planning on popping it back down to Stockbridge and maybe have a little look around the charity shops. So we didn't end up having a look around the charity shops. We ended up being a bit busy on Friday, having to go and do a few things. So we did pop back down though to pick up another delivery, and we went into this shop called I think it's Harkness Pies. I'll double check the name. So we actually went in there earlier on in the week when we were down in Stockbridge, and I got a what kind was it? A bolognese and cheese pie, and James got a lasagna pie, and they were so tasty. So since we were down there again, we thought let's just pop in there again and grab some lunch. So we both ended up getting a sage nutmeg sausage roll, and we both ended up getting a brownie as well. So I got a white chocolate and raspberry brownie, and James got a salted caramel brownie, and oh, they were just delicious. Like, the brownies were so moist and just so yummy, and you could really taste the raspberry in the one that I got. So definitely recommend going there if you're looking to pick up a nice little quick lunch if you ever visit in Stockbridge. So today's obviously Saturday, as I mentioned before, and today's actually quite a busy day for James going to his gigs and things, and normally I drop him off, pick him up, and then he's got another gig just now. So that's where he is just now. So right now I'm just taking the chance to kind of do a little bit of work. I've actually got my laptop out, and I'm currently doing a little bit of work on my business just now. So that's going to be my Saturday night for just now. Not totally sure what we're going to be doing tomorrow. I think maybe just having a nice, easy, quite chilled out Sunday. I just wanted to very quickly show you our Christmas cushion that we have. So obviously we've got an advent calendar, like a normal chocolate one, but I've also got this Christmas cushion. So I actually got this from Asda a few years ago, and I bought it for when I was still teaching in the classroom. So you can actually change the little numbers. These just peel off, and then there's like numbers inside, and you can count down how many sleeps until Christmas. There we go, that's it sorted. So we're on the 2nd of December today. So now we're on 23 sleeps until Christmas. So what have we cooked today, James?
Got lamb.
Let's have a little look. Lamb with, I think it was black pepper and something crust on it.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
And then some pigs in blankets as well. And in the oven, we've got some Yorkshire puddings as well. So it's been a couple of days since I last caught up with you. I think the last time I spoke to you was Saturday. So it's actually nearly to the end of the next week. So we've actually not had too much going on this week. On Sunday, the day after that I last caught up with you, we ended up having just a bit of a cosy day in. We actually bought some stuff for Sunday lunch to have on the Sunday. So we ended up having a lamb shoulder with like a black pepper kind of like crust on the outside. I think we got that from Tesco's. And then we also had that along with some giant Yorkshire puddings and pigs in blankets. So that was really nice and tasty to have on Sunday for like Sunday lunch, for our Sunday dinner. So that was pretty much our Sunday. And then we did actually decide to go and visit the Christmas market again at the beginning of the week. So we headed down and we decided to go somewhere different for food, and we also wanted to have a little look around at St Andrew's Square as well. So when we parked up, we headed into St Andrew's Square and had a little look around there, and there's actually quite a few stalls and things in there. I didn't realise there would be that much. So there was a few food stalls, and it looked like there was where you could write letters to Santa, and there was like a Santa's grotto and things as well. And then there was things, it was more things like you could do roasting, toasting marshmallows there, and it was more sweet things that you could get food-wise in St Andrew's Square. And then they also had their Christmas tree maze as well. So yeah, so James and I managed to get a couple of nice photos as well. Like they've got like nice tunnels of lights, which make a great spot to get some nice pictures. So we did that as well before we headed into the main Christmas market, which was on Princes Street Gardens. So this time when we headed to the market, we didn't want to go in the back entrance that I mentioned before in my last video. So if you do want to see a little bit more about all the different sections of the Christmas market, make sure and watch my Christmas market video. I'll link it up in the eye. And so yeah, so we actually headed in a different entrance which was round near the museum. So it meant that we didn't need to go down the back and kind of do the big windy path that went past all the different lights and all the different spots to take photos and things, because we'd been there, you know, before. We knew what was there, and then we knew where we wanted to head to. So we actually headed to this place called Pies and Fries for food, which I mentioned before in my last video. That was kind of where we originally wanted to go the first time we visited, because we'd heard that it was really good. So and it was. So we headed there, and we got I got I think it was a pork and blue cheese pie, and I had mine with fries, and then you could get your choice of sauce with it as well. So I ended up getting truffle. I think it was truffle and garlic mayonnaise. I like anything with truffle flavour in it. and it actually tasted really good. The guy that served us, he actually said that with the pork pie, the cranberry sauce goes really well. So if you want something not truffle to go with it, he suggested that. And then James, he had, I think it was the beef, I think it was beef shin pie. And so basically like steak, the version of a steak pie, and he had his with mash, and he also got some pigs in blankets on the side as well. So one thing about the food I think this year with the market is, even though the prices, you know, like Christmas markets and things, are a bit pricey, like I think for our steak and for our pie and chips and pie and mash, it was like £12 for that. However, they stuff that box that you've got, and the size of the pie, it wasn't just like a small one, like it was a proper, you know, what you'd expect to get out of a baker's, like Scotch pie. It was pretty big. And then obviously you've got your mash and your fries, and they crammed like everything into the box that you get. So even though you get the box and it doesn't look that big, it's got a lot of eating in it. Like I didn't actually manage to finish mine. So I definitely, even though the prices are, you know, a bit steep for like street food, I would definitely say that it was worth it, and you get a lot of food for your money. And I also found that as well with the food that we got the last time that we visited. So in my last video I mentioned we went to this place called Festive Fries, and basically it's just lots of different types of loaded fries, so fries with different toppings. You can also get different fries as well, and again you get a lot for your money. So it's in like a tub, probably about the size of my face actually, and again they fill to the brim, you know, the fries with all the toppings and everything. So again, and I think that was £12 as well. So I did notice that the prices were very similar for if you're wanting something like a main dish size. Around about £12 was kind of what you would expect to pay, but again there was a lot of eating in that, and again I didn't actually finish it even though I was starving when we went. So there's a lot, you do get a lot of food I would say for your money, even though it is a little bit pricey. Then after we had our pies and chips, we then had a little wander around the market, a little look at the stalls and things. We didn't spend quite as much time doing that as we did last time because we've been there before, we'd kind of seen it. But then I wanted to go and try the crumble stall. So I'd seen that the last time we were there, and I mentioned in my last video I really want to go and make sure I get some crumble before we leave. So we headed over to the crumble place, and I got a strawberry crumble, and I just got mine, you know, classic strawberry with the sauce and everything, the crumble, custard on top. And then James, he decided to have, I think he had the strawberry crumble as well, but he decided not to have the strawberry, the fruit part, because he's not really a fan of fruit. So he was able to have just the crumble, the custard, and then they did extra toppings like with Oreo and Biscoff. So I'm pretty sure he got Oreo. So he basically had like chocolate crumble with custard all mixed together, and they were quite happy to make that up for him. So he had that, but you could also get like what was called loaded crumble, which I don't know what that was. I kind of thought that's what James had ordered, but it looked different from what was in the picture. There seemed to be something that you could get like in a cup, and it had like Biscoff and Oreo on it as well with like whipped cream. So I'm not sure what that was, if that was crumble, if that was something different, but that looked really good as well. But yeah, it was delicious, really tasty, really hot. The custard was lovely, it was really nice and smooth, and the fruity strawberry kind of fruity mix was really nice as well. So I would definitely suggest getting that if you haven't tried it before. Again, a little bit pricey, I'm pretty sure it was £9.50 for the crumble, but again the portion was really big. Like it was a tub about this size, and it was really deep, and it was filled to the top because you had your fruit, you had your crumble, and then you had your custard, like the 3 layers, and then if you did want the extra toppings on top, you had that as well. So again, it was quite a lot of eating in it, and I'd probably say nearly worth the money. There's one thing that I do want to kind of mention about the Christmas market this year compared to past years. So being from like round about the Edinburgh area, like I think every year I've always went to the Christmas market, and the past few years it has gone a little bit, you know, downhill. It's not been as good as maybe what it has been previous years. I think some of it's been due to COVID as well, because people that maybe would normally come to the market and sell things and do food, you know, maybe weren't able to come. But this year I have to say is a massive difference. Like in the past, there was always like repeats of stalls, so repeats of stalls for selling things as well as repeats of food stalls. So there would be like 3 or 4 like German sausage stalls or 3 or 4 burger stalls, whereas this year there's no repeats of stalls. Like there's every single stall for their food is different. So I only seen 1 crumble stall, I only seen 1 pies and fries stall, I only seen 1 festive fries. So that is one thing that I would definitely say has really improved this year with the Christmas market, is the food. And so if you do want to try something a little bit different, and if you want a bit of a variety and quite a good choice of things, definitely go, even if it is just for the food, because it's actually definitely worth it. And everything that we bought and had was really tasty, and it wasn't just because we were hungry, like we went the second time and we weren't starving, and we really enjoyed everything that we had. So yeah, I would definitely recommend trying out the places that we tried as well as the other places, because they all looked fantastic as well. So I also thought today that I would share with you my sort of things that I've been watching, sort of movies as well as TV shows and things like that. So I think I mentioned in a past vlog that we've watched a couple of Christmas movies. So one of them was the one that was called Dear Santa, and that's got Jack Black in it. So definitely recommend that. I think you can watch that on Prime. It's really funny. Obviously anything really with Jack Black in it is really funny. It's really funny, but it's also a really nice Christmas feel-good movie as well. And there is a little bit of a happy sad bit at the end, which I wasn't expecting. So yeah, it's just really nice. It's a really nice movie. It's a really nice feel-good Christmas movie, so really enjoyed that. So the second one that we watched just today was Lindsay Lohan's latest movie, Our Little Secret, which again was really good. So I think I'd sort of read before, like, with people reviews saying that they went a bit more down the comedy. Even though it's a romantic comedy, it definitely was more of a comedy than a romance movie, and I have to say I agree with that. So if you compare it to her last Christmas movie, Fallen for Christmas, which definitely had a little bit of romance, or a little bit of comedy, sorry, but there was definitely a romantic story that was going throughout the whole thing, and there was definitely romance growing and stuff like that. That isn't as apparent in this movie. It is definitely more focused, I would say, on the comedy, but still really enjoyed it, still would recommend watching it, and it's still a really good Christmas movie, and I'm pretty sure you can watch that. Yeah, it's on Netflix that you can watch that, so yeah, definitely watch that. So it's another one ticked off my Christmas movie list. So I also wanted to mention, if you've seen one of my last vlogs, I actually sort of do a rundown of all the new out Christmas movies for this year and where you can watch them. So there's 2 more that I'm actually going to add to that list that I've just heard about literally today. So one of them is called, I'm just looking at my phone just now, it's called Jack in Time for Christmas. So it's actually got Jack Whitehall in it, the comedian. So I've seen that pop up. I'm not totally sure if it's a movie, if it's a documentary, or if it's a kind of a mixture of both, because obviously it's got his real name in it, but it sounds like a movie, the description, because I think he's trying to get home for Christmas or something, but it's got other famous people in it, so I'm not entirely sure what it's about, but it looks really funny. Anything with him in it I think is hilarious. So that's been added to our favourites to watch for a new Christmas movie. And then the other one that I've seen is actually an animated one called That Christmas. So I'll need to check where you can actually watch that. So I think the story for that one is that it's about a little town and they get hit by a really bad storm, and supposedly it derails everything, including Santa travelling around to deliver his presents. So yes, I definitely think that's more of a kids one, but you know, a lot of the animations adults can definitely enjoy as well. So that one has been added to our list as well. So That Christmas you can watch on Netflix. So definitely watch that, and I'm pretty sure it's already out. Just checking to see if it says anything about a release date. Yeah, 29th of November, so that's just been released a few days ago. And it's actually got Bill Nye, he's one of the voices in it, and Brian Cox is Santa Claus. I'm just looking at that just now. So it's got quite a lot of famous people actually doing the voices for it. So yeah, so that's 2 more new out Christmas movies to add to the list that I mentioned in one of my last videos. So now we're talking about TV shows that we have been watching. So we've just finished, literally a couple of days ago, Power, and watched all 5-6 seasons of it, and loved it. I actually feel like they could have gone for longer, which is great, because it's kind of, I don't like it, you know, when you get a season that you watch and then the last couple of seasons aren't as great because they've kind of tried to drag it on. So I felt like with Power it wasn't like that. Like, I felt like you were left wanting more, wanting to know more. So, which is great, because we've actually just started watching one of the spin-off seasons called Power Book 2, and I mean it's not too much of a spoiler because if you were to look at the pictures for it you would see who's in it, and it's all about Jamie and his son Tyreek. It's all about him. So, and literally the Power Book 2 continues right from when Power finishes, which is I thought was great. So there's no time jump, there's no gaps or anything. So if you have finished Power and you want more, you're thinking it doesn't, you know, feel like there could be more to the story, definitely watch Power Book 2 because it just basically continues on, and I'm pretty sure there's 4 seasons of that. So yeah, so I'm really enjoying that. I think we're on like episode 3 or episode 4 or something of the first season. Something else that we've just started watching is Yellowstone. So again, I feel like I'm a bit late to the party for this with this one, because I know it's been out for quite a while, and I've heard about it and things like that. I've heard it's really good, and I've never ever gotten around to watching it. So we've just started watching Yellowstone as well, and so far I think we're on episode 3 or 4 or something. So far, really enjoying that as well, and we definitely recommend watching that if you haven't started watching it already. So I think that's going to sum up this week or week and a half's vlog. So if you've enjoyed following along with what I've been up to the past week and a bit, make sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any future vlogs, and I'll see you next time. Bye!